menu, the movie menu, movie menu, movie menu, movie menu. We are Movie Menu Reviews. On today's menu, we'll be reviewing The Shape of Water. Movie menu, movie menu. Welcome, ladies and gents. I'm Dan the Man Muñoz, host of Movie Menu Reviews, your weekly movie news and reviews podcast, live on Facebook.
We're live.
Here in episode of 171.
What?
Yep, I am joined by special guest Art Hall. Welcome here.
What's up?
We have a double guest, as we have another guest here, Manuel Montanez. Manny, welcome.
Hey. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Also here is my co-host, Mike Stay.
Yay!
Z is not here.
Yay! No, sorry, Easy.
Throw
but
that
he
out
should
there,
be back here next week, just
in
in case you guys miss him, which I don't know if you do.
He's flipping us off at home right now.
Yeah.
So before we get into review for The Shape of Water, let's go ahead and talk about some movie news that have come out this past week, which there is quite a bit of news going on. First up, let's talk about the trailer for Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. So what did you guys think about the trailer? We just watched it together. So what did you guys think about the trailer? Are you guys excited for it? Do you think it'll be better than the first one? Do you think they should just stop this franchise altogether? What are your thoughts? Anyone can go ahead and jump in.
Okay, you know what? I'm excited for it. I mean, I've always been a fan of Jurassic Park since the original. I mean, the last one with Jurassic World, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. You know, it was kind of a nice way to, throw a little revitalization to the franchise. This one, I think if they do it right, I'm going to trust them on this one. Just from seeing the trailer alone, things have gotten bad when it's not just the humans, but the dinosaurs are running away from impending doom as well. That's got my interest, and as long as they got the T-Rex doing stuff as he usually does, it should be all right.
So I haven't read the source material, the original book, but apparently there was a volcano in that novel. So I guess they're pulling from that into this one, which was never in the previous films. But hey, why not?
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, that makes some sense, because my first thing with the trailer was, I'm thinking, okay, so clearly they just managed to spend billions of dollars to build a park, and then this elaborate world park on an island with an active volcano. I feel like if they were that smart and spending that much money, they would have figured that out. But now if it's in the source material, then there it is.
No, I mean, I feel like it's, they're trying to butcher the source material, I guess, for all it's worth. But I mean, it could be fun. I mean, they brought back Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt
and
Jeff Goldblum,
yes.
of course. But we don't know at what extent Jeff Goldblum will be in this film.
I bet he's just that scene.
Probably. And we don't know if the way that the trailer is shown, it makes it seem like if all that action is going to be in the third act, but it could probably be in the first act, and then it goes back to Jeff Goldblum talking about like these dinosaurs being killed, whatever. So who knows? We don't know where this trailer comes in. Because it seems like one big action scene.
Yeah,
is what they're showing us for the trailer.
Yeah, I feel like they're just showing you that one segment of the movie. And for me personally, I enjoyed Jurassic World. I thought that had something interesting to say. Now, this one doesn't feel on the outset as genuine to me. It feels more like we're going to try to make money now because the last one made a boatload of money. So we're going to make something that has a lot of stuff blowing up and with pretty people running away from it. I'll still see it, just like you. I've always been a fan of Jurassic Park. They're going to get my money, so that's going to happen. But I'm not going to go into it with a huge expectation.
So we have a couple people on the comment section. First, we have Olga. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
And then Z commented, Goldblum is the only cameo, according to the director, who is directed by Jay Boyena. Boyena?
What?
Boyena. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's Jay. A very good director.
Go Jay.
Hey.
J.A. Boyena. Yeah.
Yay.
Maybe I was not saying it right. But anyways, he did the Boyona. J.A. Boyona. Damn it. He did the Monster Calls, which came out last year. He did the Orphanage. He does really good movies. So he's the only really thing that I'm really excited for this movie.
But has he done a tentpole like this though?
That's a good point.
Because the tentpoles are a totally different skill set. I've come to see when you watch movies. It's like I mean, sometimes you'll have a really
Yeah,
skillful director, but then when you give them all this scope,
Yeah.
He did.
like,
He
it's
did the
hard to live
impossible
up to.
too. The hurricane, not the hurricane.
That's the tsunami one,
the
right?
tsunami one. Yeah, he did the impossible.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, that's budgeted.
How many times are people gonna be saved by dinosaurs by a bigger dinosaur eating the other
that's
dinosaur?
true.
Until the dinosaurs are dead.
It's just over and over again. Like you think they're gonna get eaten, and then another dinosaur comes. And then
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I'm waiting to see is if somehow, like in that one shot they show in the trailer with T-Rex doing his like pose and screaming, is if a banner's going to somehow fall from the
Yeah.
sky for
In the
that.
middle of nowhere.
I know. It's like they kind of shoehorned it in last time, so I'm waiting for them to do it again.
Yeah. I'll be disappointed if what's shown in the trailer is like in the third act.
That's all. That's it.
So
Well, I will say. I mean,
I think it's gonna be.
I'll be excited to review it.
Yeah.
Olga says Jurassic World is her favorite. Awesome.
Cool.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty solid movie. It's a good comeback, I'll say that.
And then they end up making another Jurassic World after this.
Probably.
The Jurassic World 3,
Yeah.
Jurassic Universe.
Jurassic Universe.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World in
War.
space.
Jurassic World more, Jurassic World in space. I love
Yeah.
that. This time the whole world is
Hey, life finds a way, right?
yeah,
there you go.
there's a volcano on this spaceship.
The next trailer we're going to talk about is Alita: Battle Angel, which is produced by James Cameron and John Landau and directed by Robert Rodriguez. So we just saw the trailer also. So what did you guys think about the trailer for Alita: Battle Angel?
It looks very interesting. I've never seen the anime that it's based off of, but I'm looking forward to the trailer. They did a really good job on
The effects look great.
Right?
The effects look.
No, it looks
amazing.
creepy. Alita looks so
amazing.
creepy.
It's unsettling.
It's.
But after a while, I guess it was okay. I didn't scare myself.
No, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder. You watch anime. That's how they look with the
The
large,
massive eyes.
the massive eyes, and you're thinking like, oh, that's cool. And then you see it in real life, like, oh,
Wait, I got hold on.
creepy chills.
Z commented again.
Oh.
If you're gonna comment, you should just be on the show, Z.
Why aren't you here, Z?
They need to make Jurassic World mean something beyond marketing, which was its criticism in the first Jurassic World. But we moved on, so
Well, they're on a delay, obviously. Look, my hand's out and it's not on the screen. So
That's true.
wait for it to catch up. Wait for it to. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
there it is.
so Robert Rodriguez has had a lot of hits and misses. Hopefully this will be a hit, especially since James Cameron is producing it. But I mean, James Cameron did produce Genesis, Terminator Genesis. So who knows?
Yeah, we don't go there.
Are you guys excited for this film? Do you guys have hope? Do you guys think they'll do a good job? Are you guys familiar with the anime?
I'm not familiar whatsoever with the source material, but
Yeah.
I'm open to it. Just so So far, it looks good. I mean, what they showed, the little tease.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed until you showed me. So that was my first exposure.
Now it's on
to
your
it, so,
radar?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I'll check it out. I like that sort of when you mix science with life and all this other and there's a bit of an abstraction to it, and it's like this little bit of dystopic feeling to the future.
yeah.
I kind of like that.
And you got
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz in it, so I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
Exactly.
And just Robert Rodriguez himself.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I'm excited.
I trust him.
I'm excited. Yeah, I do as well.
Now for some big news as well. There is talks that Disney, Walt Disney Company, is going to try to create a deal to own part of 21st Century Fox Studios. And they're acquiring a piece of it, but it's like a large piece. They're going to acquire, excuse me, the film studio. They acquire the TV, like FX. They also do part Hulu. So basically, what they won't own is Fox News. Thank God, because I'm sure they don't want it. And
Well,
also,
if they bought it, they could get rid of it. So there's
That's
that.
a good
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
and also for Fox Sports Network. So they won't take that.
Yeah.
But what this means basically is that they would acquire a lot of the film rights that Fox owns now, including the Marvel side of things, as well as Star Wars side of things, as well as other franchises like the Apes franchise, the Predator, Alien franchises,
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
the Simpsons.
Simpsons.
So they will own all. So Disney would own all of that.
It's amazing. If
So
they do,
The estimation that they're talking about will be about $60 billion of a transaction.
Wow.
What do you guys? Was that something that looks appealing to you guys? Are you guys worried that Disney's going to be a conglomerate?
Part of me is,
monopoly?
I'm wondering, is there any antitrust stuff here or something or whatever? I mean,
That's huge, man.
That's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge because I think they were even already having that issue with what was it, Time Warner, and then that other
Spectrum?
AT&T
Or-
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
AT&T and something else like merging, that they're like that's Disney's made some really big power plays lately. The biggest one obviously being purchasing Lucas and all the Star Wars and stuff like that. But I mean, this is major.
This is
Yeah.
this, as you would say in the beginning, balls. This is ballsy.
This is ballsy.
I mean, just being the nerd that I am, I'm just more excited for the possibility to finally see Wolverine fighting with the Avengers.
That's true.
Well, also Fantastic Four. You know,
Yeah,
actually
no,
be done right.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
How many times do we have to try that one?
But it's just like it finally opens up opportunities. Now we can actually call
Now, I haven't
characters mutants in the Marvel and the MCU.
Well,
not
Hugh
just-
Jackman
Yeah.
has actually responded to. I haven't seen the response, unfortunately, but look it up, kids. He's responded to if Disney did buy Fox, what he would do. Would he do Wolverine again?
I believe he said yeah, didn't he?
But
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like, isn't there a small problem with that? I don't want to.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert! I don't
could-
know.
You could spoil it. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so long,
I mean, yeah.
I mean, didn't anybody see Logan? So it's like,
Wait. Well, I mean, this would take place like earlier in the timeline.
oh,
so-
That's a good. That's a good point.
He's
Yeah.
already like what, 55, isn't he? Or he's at least 52.
Hey, CGI, right? Hey, it worked for Kirk Douglas and
They'll give him some
got
big anime
Guardians of the
eyes.
Galaxy, man.
There you
Made
go.
him look beautiful.
Yeah.
You mean Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say. I was just
I'm
going to go.
sorry,
I
I'm
like
just-
the idea of Kirk Douglas in there. I was like,
They made him look so good he looked like Kurt Russell.
That's good.
Also,
I didn't have my morning coffee, so it affects the
some
whole.
of mine.
I'm kind of tempted at this point.
so we'll see what happens. The news should break within this week or next week if Disney ends up owning Fox, which
Oh,
would be
that's
crazy
huge.
because
Amazing.
Disney already owns ABC, and if they acquire Fox, they also own the Fox networks. That means Disney owns the two major networks on TV.
Yeah. That's
kinda
two of the
crazy.
big four, right?
Two of
And
the
they're
big
just
four.
eyeing NBC afterwards.
Yeah, they just buy them all out.
Yeah.
Yay! Then we'll finally have that single corporate television.
Yay!
We're one step closer to Big Brother.
1984 all
That's
over.
it.
Yeah.
Also came out today is the nominees for the Golden Globes. Why? So we feel like obligated to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. There's
Let's hear that enthusiasm again.
we're like obligated to talk about them.
I guess we have to talk about these stuffy awards.
So these are the nominees for Best Motion Picture Drama: Call Me by Your Name, Dunkirk, The Post, The Shape of Water. Hey, we're reviewing The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Hmm.
Have you guys seen, besides The Shape of Water, obviously, except for you, Mike, have you guys seen any of the other movies?
I saw 3 billboards.
I saw 3 Billboards too.
I liked it.
How was that one? Yeah.
You know, it was good. It was.
I liked
was
it. I'm
different.
not. The ending was like, but
You know,
I did
yeah,
like it.
but at the same time, it's like I can understand why it would end that way. It's not like the greatest ending, but it's like, okay.
I want to see The Post. I haven't seen Dunkirk.
Oh, I saw Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was great.
Yeah, that was good.
and I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name.
I don't think The Post is out yet.
Which
right?
one?
No,
is
it's
The
not.
Post?
That's with
That's
Tom
about-
Hanks and Meryl
About
Streep.
the Pentagon Papers.
Oh, man.
So Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy: The Disaster Artist, Get Out, which is nominated for a comedy, The Greatest Showman, I, Tonya, and Lady Bird.
I want to see I, Tonya.
I want to see I, Tonya.
Me
as well.
too.
Same here.
I mean, I'm going to root for The Disaster Artist because that's like one of my tops for the entire year. But I can see there's other good movies on there, like Get Out's great, and I have a lot of hope for I, Tonya. So we'll have to see it.
I like
And
how
then
no
everybody
one
loves-
talks about The Greatest Showman.
It's like, let's do a musical about Barnum and Bailey or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
And
I
have
mean,
Wolverine in it.
Well, I gotta
have
give
Wolverine.
yeah.
I gotta give a shout out to our friend of the show, Letty Guy, because she's actually gonna take me to go see it Monday.
All right. Well, you
Okay,
can tell us
dope.
how it is then.
Yeah.
But Lady Bird, I haven't seen Lady Bird, and apparently everybody's loving the hell out of
It
that
looks
movie.
interesting. The trailer.
Well,
from it looked cool.
we've heard that it's been overhyped.
Oh, really?
Overhyped?
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll see. We'll have to review it.
Yeah, we'll have to
sometime.
review it.
Yeah.
There
we,
you go.
we should do like a special Golden Globes review.
Ah,
Maybe.
Down
nice.
the list.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Best performance of an actress in motion picture drama is Jessica Chastain for Molly's Game, which isn't out yet for us, but should come out soon. Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water. So actually, The Shape of Water got the most nominees for the Golden Globes. They got
What?
7 nominations,
Interesting.
most of
Yeah.
all the movies that are nominated. Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Meryl Streep for The Post, and Michelle Williams for All the Money in the World. I've only seen 2 of these movies.
I know. I'm like, how are all these out already?
They haven't come out yet in this month.
They're limited. They're limited.
They have to be like
Yeah.
uber limited, where they played in one theater.
I think so.
somewhere.
They play either Argo Hollywood or
Wisconsin.
the Landmark. I think those are the
Yeah.
only places that are playing it. Lady Bird is actually wide right now.
Yeah, it is.
No, that one is out, but I mean, like, all the money in the world. I didn't think that's even out yet because they're reshooting all the Kevin Spacey scenes.
That's very true.
What's supposed to come out on the 20th, right?
I think they
this
pushed
month?
it back 2 days.
They did. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta get that editing in, right?
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. You're seeing the new trailers and you see him in there, and just it has even a different vibe to it. Have you seen
Yeah.
the new trailer with Christopher
Yeah,
Plummer?
yeah.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
I mean, when I saw the original trailer for
Yeah.
it, like, okay, this is cool. I like the soundtrack. I like where it's going with this. This one, it gave like a whole different vibe to it. I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about it now.
Actually, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see like they're obviously like they're pushing like, oh, Christopher Plummer. None of this Kevin Spacey nonsense. It's Plummer's in here now.
He is everywhere.
He is Getty the man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still see it anyway. I mean,
Yeah, same here.
Oh yeah, there's Christopher Plummer. He's the first thing I see in the trailer now.
Interesting.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama: Timothy Chalamet for "Call Me by Your Name," Daniel Day-Lewis for "Phantom Thread," Tom Hanks, "The Post," Gary Oldman, "Darkest Hour," Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel, Esquire.
Again, Phantom Thread's not out. Like, how are they making these?
looking forward to that though.
Yeah.
I'm very well. If that's his last performance, I have to look forward
Right.
to it. I don't even know what I don't know what it's about.
You haven't seen the
personally.
trailer for it?
I have, but it doesn't tell me very much other than it's this guy who makes clothing and then he has a relationship with a woman.
Well, it's his last movie.
But I mean,
so-
it's like I guess, but yeah, it's P.T. Anderson. Like, it's not like he's ever thrown out a trailer that tells you everything.
I totally
it's like,
appreciate that,
All he
too.
does is just be like, here are my characters. This is some of their moments. Now you come and see the story and figure it.
Basically.
So I have honestly, I couldn't tell you what it's about other than a high-end fashion designer guy
And
who
the-
falls in love with a woman, and that's it. Or maybe he falls in love. I don't know.
The last category we'll cover is Best Director. Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Martin McDonough for The Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I might have pronounced that wrong. Sorry. Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Ridley Scott for All the Money in the World. And Steven Spielberg for The Post. Now, that is a huge list for directors.
That's a battle right there.
That is a
That's
huge
that's
battle.
tough.
I would not like to be... I don't know. That's really tough.
Can't really win in that one. I mean,
Actually, I mean, everyone's a winner because you're basically compared to all these great directors.
yeah,
so-
but like who would be like the one?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not...
What about Tommy Wiseau? I mean,
I know. Where was Tommy?
Oh, James Franco.
Yeah, where's
I know,
Franco?
right?
Franco, yeah.
But yeah. Okay, at
Interesting.
least James Franco got nominated for Best Actor in a Comedy.
I would hope so because he does a killer Tommy and
Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
he does.
right?
He looks a lot like him. They made him really look
It's
like
eerie.
him. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So stay tuned and watch the Golden Globes to see who wins.
Yeah.
We are going to go ahead and shift gears to go ahead and discuss the review for The Shape of Water. Okay, since I did see the movie, I will not be hosting it, as I will toss the hosting duties over to Mike Sam.
Yay! All right, so the movie we're reviewing today is The Shape of Water, written and directed by Guillermo del Toro. I don't know why I pronounced that weird. Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro.
He would be disappointed in you, Mike.
Oh, sorry, Guillermo.
Guillermo.
that would have been the... Yeah, that's the only worst way I could have pronounced it.
I say Memo.
Yeah.
Memo del Toro.
Memo del Toro.
So the movie stars Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, Richard Jenkins, Octavia Spencer, Doug Jones, and Michael Stolbarg. Stolbarg, right?
Sure,
Yeah, that's
why
it.
not?
I think that's about it. Yeah.
All right, here's the plot. In a 1960s research facility, a mute janitor forms a relationship with an aquatic creature. Now, depending on your review, I'll decide if this movie is a dine-in, watch it in theaters, take out, wait and watch it at home, or leftovers, dunk yourself in a water tank. So we'll do that. We'll have people throw baseballs at you, and you
Nice.
Instead of watching this film.
instead of watching this film. Yeah, or get hit by a baseball, which is also not very fun.
That's true.
All right. Now, whoever wins will earn a point, and whoever has the most points at the end of the season will be able to develop a segment for a movie menu, which will air Sometime next season. We'll lie to you and tell you that. So
Nice.
So I promise you, the segment is coming this season, though.
We have the theme.
Yeah, we have the talk.
Actually, that's why Z's not here. He's working on the theme right now.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
No, he's not.
You see the comment, what are you guys talking about? It's like, I'm not working on anything.
Oh, yeah, he just said that right now. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys, rate this film. So we'll start with you, Art.
Dine in.
Dine in. Manny?
I don't want to be that guy, but
He's that
Oh,
guy.
he's that guy. He's
I'm gonna say takeout.
you know what? I think it's because he's sitting in Z's chair.
I know.
Oh my God! What's going on?
Dan?
It's a dine-in.
Interesting. 2 dine-ins and a takeout.
I get to be
Oh,
Z
show.
today.
Well, the way politics works, majority rules, so we win. All right.
High five, Art.
High five! Yeah,
we win.
I'll take my point now. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, let's start with what was good about the film. So, Art, what made this film a dine-in for you?
The world is fully realized. It's visually stunning. One thing I love about Guillermo del Toro is that he always is able to infuse even the most grounded story with a sudden, refreshing jolt of whimsy.
Yeah, it's so whimsical.
If
Yes,
you are not a fan of his stuff, then you are going to be like, actually, my fiance, she's not terribly familiar with his movies, and so she went and saw it with me. And it honestly wasn't until about 2/3 of the way, like towards the back end of the second act, where that's where the whimsy really kicked in. And then she's like, "Oh, okay," but she still ended up liking it. But what I realized is when you walk out of it. And, I don't think this is a spoiler to say, but if you approach that movie like a fairy tale, it's going to sit a little bit better with you.
Got you.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is. I mean, it starts with a narration. That's not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
It starts with a setup that's very storybook-like.
Okay.
And if I would have thought about that or known that before, then it would have maybe shifted my point of view just a smidge. But, I mean, I wasn't taken aback by the whimsy of it, but I thought it was really cool. But that's what I liked about it, is the world more than anything was this place that felt right, felt real. And it felt familiar but alien at the same time.
But I also felt like it would fit in the same world as Pan's Labyrinth. Like if something in Spain, something in Spain is going on with Pan's Labyrinth, but here in America, this is going on, and it feels like it's a collective world that he's creating and building.
Oh.
And it's so
it's like
nice
in the
to
same
watch.
universe?
No. It's not saying that it is in the same universe. I'm just saying that the style of it could fit in the same universe.
I can see that.
If you wanted to do a shared universe of his movies,
The Toro-verse.
it's
Toro-verse.
total it's
like it.
possible, especially with even with Hellboy, even with because it's very whimsical.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I like Z's comment.
oh yeah, no, he put nope in the sense like he's not developing anything.
Oh, okay. I thought we're sitting there talking about this. Is like, nope.
But yeah, like that's basically his comment for everything.
Oh.
So he's here in spirit. I
Okay,
guess.
good. Good to have you here, Z.
He literally with Manny. He's here in spirit.
Yes.
He took over Manny's body.
I am now Z or M, however you want to call it.
So what was the main thing that made it a takeout for you, Manny?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Guillermo.
So
del
why did you
Toro.
hate this film so much?
Well, it was too whimsical for me. No, I mean, I enjoy. I mean, one thing that I will say I did like was the character design. I mean, the sea creature looked beautiful. I mean, it wasn't where it's like, it's a little too CGI.
Yeah. Played by Doug Jones.
Yeah, no, it looked
who was
great.
the skinny man in Pan's Labyrinth, and the great character actor.
Oh yeah, man. And then you just I enjoyed it where it felt
Creature
the creature felt real. Just like the expressions on his face, his eyes. It's like you could tell, like there was like a fear in him. There's a little bit of like curiosity, and then even like, oh, this guy can mess you up if you push the wrong button. I think the thing for me, what I wanted to love this. I wanted to come out and be like, oh man, I'm in cloud 9. I just think at some points, it just. I don't know if it was like towards the end of the second act, or maybe towards the end of the second act. It started. It felt kind of like it just started drifting like all over the place.
Okay.
Like
So it kind of lost focus.
I kind of lost focus. Like, okay,
You mean like water? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god! Mind blown right there, Del Toro. You're a genius.
Are you going to change your rating now?
What?
So it's not a dine-in.
I'm not even going to dine in. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to go to the restaurant and cook for them.
Where's Gordon Ramsay? No, it felt like there was times where it's like, okay, here's the story, here's where it's going on.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm focusing, and then it would just kind of shift into something random, which it just kind of would feel a little out of place, and then it would like, okay, no, now we got to get back to what's going on. Or there were certain points in the story where like it felt like it was going to build up something more to it, and then just okay, we're done with this section.
Yeah, I mean, there's like subplots,
Yeah.
like character subplots. So the characters that like Richard Jenkins' character has a subplot.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Shannon's character has a subplot. I mean, I wouldn't say Octavia Spencer has a subplot, but she's in there as well. So there are some payoffs, and there's no payoffs for some of those characters.
I think that's what kind of threw it for me was the subplots. Like there wasn't payoffs in some of them. It's
So-
kind of like, oh, we're done. Okay.
Yeah, so this film could have taken some more editing then, or as far as subplots with certain characters with no payoff, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, either it's like there was maybe too many subplots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the characters were great. I enjoyed like all the supporting characters. They were very colorful. They were fun to watch and listen to. It just felt like there was like you're going to lead a little bit more into what their personal goal might have been, and then no, we're done. It's like okay, well let's move on. And even then, you kind of like you get the expression from them like okay, we're done.
I
No,
know, but
so
for
the
me,
next
for
step.
like those subplot characters, they help enhance the world that we're experiencing and watching. Yeah, there's one of them that didn't have a payoff with it, but just understanding what type of atmosphere that they're involved with. Like this isn't a spoiler, I don't think.
I know it's kind of hard, right? Because there's like
because it's in the trailer, but there's like a heist type of thing, and it's
Yeah,
really
where
cool
they
because you try to understand the backstories of these people.
Yeah, that
And
are
so-
breaking out the aquatic creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put them in like a laundry bin.
Right,
Yeah.
right, which is in the trailer.
Yeah.
So just the build up of that, and then the execution of that was really, really cool for me. What I thought.
One thing I would say, actually, as I'm thinking about all these side characters and what they've brought to it, is I think that there's multi prongs on why they were there, aside from lending support in their own ways, you know, with the heist and everything. Is they're also commentary for one. Del Toro was having a lot of commentary.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, he was.
there's
Yeah,
something
very true.
which I actually liked because it wasn't heavy-handed. It was one of those things where I didn't really I didn't realize what was being said until I was like reading some trivia, and I was like, oh, "Holy shit, that was really smart."
Actually, yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it was
There's
like
some
this-
very common commentary
Yeah,
of society.
Essentially, it's like you have the two central characters, the romantic pair. They don't speak, so all the lines in this movie come from an African American woman and a closeted gay man.
Oh,
In
okay.
1960s America, where both
Interesting.
are basically marginalized people. So it's like you're giving voices to people who don't have a voice. That was an interesting thing.
That
But-
is interesting. Yeah.
But what
And
I
also, the villain is also. I don't want to give that part away.
yeah,
Because
what I-
the villain is very topical, I should say.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what I realized too
Is he have
is
gold hair? I'm sorry.
I also realized that they each are representative. That every single person in this movie is alone. And that is, I think, a central theme of why they have to take their time to get into their lives, and they're alone for different reasons. This is a part, I don't think this is a spoiler, but I'm just going to, it's revealing some of the world. But like Octavia Spencer's character she's always talking about her husband who isn't supportive, isn't there.
Oh.
Then you have Richard Jenkins' character who pines over a guy and he can't be himself, and he's alienated himself from other people because of how he is, and that's just who he is, and that's the society, you know. And she can't talk, so she's alone. And the sea creature, it's like everybody's alone, but they have the commonality of being alone, so that's why they're together. So I think that's why they spent more time going into each of their worlds.
I see.
Was to really paint that. And I like that because it didn't, again, this is something I didn't realize till just sitting down now and talking about
that's
it.
true.
I didn't realize it until now. That's like, it's painted on in such a crafted way that's like it wasn't shoved down my throat, and I
No,
appreciate
yeah, it's
that.
very subtle.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's one of those things that's like, I got to think about that for a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's my take on
That's
that.
why we do this, so we can
Yeah.
so we can break through and talk about the film. But no, I totally agree. That's such a insight that you don't think about. That's how brilliant the story is, and the directing of Guillermo del Toro. He's it's great.
Tell me more about the relationship between the janitor and the aquatic creature.
I like how it's
That was
not
interesting.
rushed.
Yeah.
Though.
It was rushed.
Yeah.
No, I like how it's not rushed.
Oh, that was not
No.
rushed.
And I really like how she's mute, so she's not deaf. She
Mm-hmm.
can hear. She just doesn't speak.
Mhm.
She has these scars on her neck.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a spoiler or not.
No, you see him in
Yeah,
the
are,
you,
are
you
they
see him
turn
in
out to
the
be
trailer.
gills? Or
No, you
what?
see him in the very
No,
beginning
no,
too.
no,
So
but she, the way they do the sign language thing is really cool. It's not like it's subtitled in the bottom. It's like as she's talking, you see it next to her.
Oh,
As she's spelling stuff out, you
Oh,
see
that's
it spelled
kinda cool.
out too.
Kind of similar how they did
Yeah.
on Baby Driver, right?
yeah, that's like they pop it in
Yeah,
the
just
different
like-
parts of the screen.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's more
okay.
stylized. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's interesting. Okay.
And I feel like it's very, very now where it won't lose the audience.
Okay.
There's some audience members, unfortunately, that don't like to read subtitles.
Got you.
Yeah, they snuck them in that way. See, that's the trick is
Yeah.
by making them not sub. They're now titles. So there you go.
Oh, okay. It comes in like text form, you're saying, or
Kind of.
like
Millennials, yeah. Emojis.
It's like the sign language,
Sad
and then
face.
it's like a sad face
Sad face,
with a
creature
tongue
face.
sticking out.
Oh, nice. I'd like to
Tear.
know the hand gesture for sad face creature face.
Is it sad creature face?
Sad creature face.
You've just offended our
Oh.
our whole audience. That
Including me.
That means Dan's getting dunked in an aquatic tank sometime. Okay, so tell me more about the relationship. So you said it wasn't rushed, but yeah, it takes its time. They do a good job with the translation of the. So yeah, so tell me more about the relationship between the two characters, if you can, without spoiling it.
It's kind of hard, right? Well, I mean, it starts off. I mean,
it seems.
you see it in the trailer, like they bring the creature to the facility, and she happens to work at the facility. So as you saw from the trailer, I'm not trying to spoil anything. Little by little, it starts off slowly. She's trying to understand what is this creature, and even in a way, getting to know this creature.
But yeah, okay, so you see her mundane life as
Yeah.
well. So
Okay.
the movie starts off like you just see a day-to-day life of what she's going through, like to the time where she does the timing of everything. When the same day, next day, same day, next day, until this creature comes in, which now there's like something new in her life.
So it's as Art had mentioned earlier, where it's kind of like she's a part of the those that are
loneliness.
lonely,
Yeah.
and then the aquatic creature kind of breaks the mundaneness and the loneliness of that.
Yeah, it's an exciting element brought in to life,
Mhm.
and then there's also it shows an empathy in her. Well, whether or not she connects with it on a deeper level or not, I think just as a person, seeing it's a creature. Oh my lord, excuse me. It's a creature, but it's very humanoid. So I think in that and seeing a humanoid thing, any creature, hurt. And especially when you see
unable
the
to-
guys who are doing it.
and unable to communicate.
Yeah, and unable to.
That she's able to relate to that as well.
I see.
And then you sort of see it was actually again another well crafted arc that they had with that is where it's very much human and animal, and then all of a sudden you sort of start losing the line between animal and human,
Interesting.
and it's just like it's like he takes on aspects of that are anthropomorphic, and it's like okay, it was very subtle.
Okay. Well, tell me more negative things about the film.
Now I just feel like a jerk right now. Phil.
Sound design was terrible.
Well, yeah.
Should have checked the lighting in the beginning. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Like I would.
So you
I
mentioned.
enjoyed it. Just there was certain
You
things.
just you didn't want to be that guy, but now you're that guy.
Yeah,
I
the guy,
know.
he
Darn
just
it, Z! Darn your chair!
Well, you mentioned subplots that don't pay off.
Yeah, I mean,
like, is there a subplot in particular that you can kind of point out without spoiling the film that you
It's hard, 'cause
feel
it's
is
like-
the biggest letdown? I would say.
I don't know. It's just.
Kind of-
I guess you could talk around about things.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
just
at
trying-
least you could talk about a character, and then, whatever. It's going to be what it is. Go see the movie, then listen to this podcast.
I know, right? Well, there was certain, well, even not just with the subplots, but then there was just certain scenes I kind of felt like I'm getting that it was trying to develop, I guess, more of the relationship between the two, or just what was going. But I felt like at times, man, I'm getting all tongue twisted.
I'll give one negative thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted more at the end, I guess. Not the ending,
Okay.
because I would like the way that's set up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
how it starts off as Art mentioned. It starts off being narrated, so it almost feels like this is a fairy tale, like a book that we're unraveling, and there's interpretations for audience members to watch it. But I wanted more
to interpret, like more there for you to kind of.
I'm like, don't know if that's. But I just wanted some more at the end.
Okay, so
not the ending, because I thought the ending was great, but I wanted more
development of
more relationship, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like you maybe just wanted to see a little bit more of clarity or an extension beyond where.
More,
it was?
I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more extension, I guess.
Like, okay, so I see. So you wanted to see like the beat after, essentially, maybe like where.
No. I liked the ending, the way it ended. Okay. I wanted to see more development, like more time spent, more time shared, more time together.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, well, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, that's a good sign.
Because there's a really cool scene. In the apartment above when they close the doors. That's what I'm gonna say. I want to see more of that. I want to see cool stuff like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's actually where the whimsy really starts.
Yeah, okay. I wanted more whimsy. Don't get us wrong. There is whimsical aspect throughout the whole film, but it really starts to take shape in the third act.
Okay,
and I wanted to see more of that. But I guess not. Well, then now I'm going against myself because it is grounded as well, which is nice.
I guess like I already have like an idea of like one of the subplots. I'm trying like not to spoil it. I'm trying to figure out a way. It just has to deal with Michael Shannon's character.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were talking about. Yeah,
like it just like kind of set it up like okay, there was something gonna
potentially happen.
Yeah, like he had kind of his own little personal side goal. Maybe we could say it like that. And it just felt like it kind of like they slowly set it up. Like, okay, so this is probably going to be used.
And it didn't go in. Yeah, it didn't go in.
And then based on the trailer, he wants to like dissect the aquatic.
Well, it's not just that. It's something else.
Something else.
It's something else. Like that's one of the things. But then there's something else that he wanted to try to accomplish.
So Z mentioned
that. Are you talking about the home life thing?
Home life?
No. The when he calls the office. I don't want to give it too much away.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's hard. It's like...
Yeah.
Z mentioned Dan wanted more whimsy, like Zooey Deschanel having a rock-on roll. No.
Oh, my gosh. Now, if she was a mute janitor, that would have been interesting.
Well, Sally Hawkins does a great job.
Oh, no, she does. She does amazing.
And we should talk about the acting as well. Like, Guillermo did a great job directing, but the cast also, like, Sally Hawkins owns this movie. Like, this is Sally Hawkins' movie.
Okay.
And she has no dialogue, really.
No, no, not really though. Really,
no, not really. I mean, she has no dialogue.
But she's got a lot of work to do because she doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So that's like she has to.
I'm about to say, well, she signs. Oh, well.
Yeah, like,
I get what you mean.
Like that behavior is very, very specific for what she's doing. So I mean, everybody turned in something great. I love Richard Jenkins.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He's great.
He's so subtle.
So good.
He's so subtle. And then Michael Shannon's just awesome as a lunatic anytime he does anything.
He is the villain in this.
And again, like
Terry Spencer was great as her best friend.
After I saw this, I've always liked her, but after I saw this, I'm like, she's a national treasure now for me. She is wonderful,
and she's just she's so loyal, and she's so like the friend like you want. She's so good.
Well, it is fun, like just listening to her talk. You know, because it's kind of a one-sided conversation with her.
And, that's the fun thing about her. Yeah,
and you just see she's just going on about life and going on everything. It's fun because it's very real. I'll give it that. Like it's very real. Like it's like the relationship between them.
Oh, I see.
You could totally buy into that, and just in between the main character and all the other people that are in her life, it totally works.
Okay,
it's just that little subplots, man. I was like,
like Art explained those subplots great. Like I didn't think about them until you mentioned it. It was
Well, I mean, like the other ones, those I can get that. Like those totally.
That's true. There was like another subplot. Well,
because I mean, those are commentary, like what was going on at the time. So I'll give you that. It's just some of the other ones were like. You really thought it was going to pay off, or it was going to lead to something with the main plot. Like it was like, they're going to use that in an awesome way towards the end, and it's like, oh, never mind. We're done.
I'm sure there was something, and it probably was cut.
I have a feeling that he's that kind of guy that movie is 2 hours and 3 minutes long, and I bet the original cut was probably an extra 20 or 30 minutes or something. Like
Do you think it would have benefited with an extra 20 or 30 minutes? Or?
I don't think so because already. It didn't feel necessarily like a 2-hour movie, but by the time we got to the end, I had actually forgotten there was narration in the beginning.
Oh.
So I kind of wish I could go back and watch it again so I could see if maybe I wasn't paying fully attention or something. that
there's more narration going on.
like no, just in the beginning, like if that would have changed, if I would have been fully present, maybe I was still getting situated or something. Maybe I feel like
you feel like you might have
it-
missed something.
like the bookends were there, but they were kind of far apart. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
I see.
bookended story, and it's just like I just forgot about the beginning. So when I heard stuff at the end, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot they already said something. Well, what was
there's
that?
an aquatic creature in
I
this.
don't.
So you mentioned it's been on my mind ever since you mentioned it earlier, Dan. The whimsy going on in the apartment upstairs. Is there something you can give without giving that away?
It's wet.
Oh no, I'm trying to think.
No, you know.
No, there's just no way.
No, you want to just
Dude,
want to see it.
go watch it in theaters and find out.
Or wait for it to come on Netflix.
That's good.
It's nominated for Best Picture for the Golden Globes and probably will be for the Oscars.
Ah.
That's true, but you probably want to see it beforehand before it gets spoiled.
Yeah.
Before it gets spoiled.
I would actually say
If you can
that
find a theater it plays in.
it's a beautiful movie to see, and I think beautiful movies deserve to be seen on a bigger screen. So I think that itself is, for me, a good reason to go see something. You know, the quality is of course there, but I think seeing something that's meant to be consumed in such a format, I think it's sort of like saying, like, I feel bad that, wait, did you say you didn't see Dunkirk?
Yeah, I didn't see Dunkirk.
See, I feel bad for you because you're not seeing it on a big ass screen, which is
know.
exactly how I guarantee you go home and try to watch Dunkirk on your TV, you're gonna be like,
I don't know what the hype is about.
I mean, like, but if you go and see it on an IMAX, you're like, holy shit, I'm in war, you know.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said for some things that are just visually stunning. So
That's the thing that kind of like made me want to, in a weird way, it made me want to be that guy and say that it's a takeout. Because usually, I agree with you on that. Like movies like this, cinematically, like cinematography and everything. Oh, it's beautiful. You should see it on a big screen. I just, like, for me personally, I didn't want to just base it off of that. That's why I started going, well, what about story and this and that?
Right.
I mean, the shots in there were, oh my, just the opening shot.
yeah,
Yeah,
When
the opening
introducing.
shot.
I'm just sitting there like, oh, thank you, Guillermo.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds great. Any last words? So we'll.
No, I mean, I totally agree with what Art said. So,
Okay.
yeah, Art.
What?
Right.
You
what?
go.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Boom.
Goes the dynamite.
That's right. Yeah. It's a lot of dynamite.
Ah, this movie.
All right, guys. Manny, I appreciate you being the
Yeah,
the
The
opponent.
Z.
But I'm gonna have to give it a dine-in.
Uh,
So.
Wait, before you say it. Oh, well, I guess you already said it.
What is
My
he?
friend Latigala Austin, who's going to take me to see The Great Strowman, she says, truth, visuals, and for me, underscores, are the reasons I go to movies. I'm already intrigued, and he's my fave. He's a fave of mine, Del Toro.
Yes.
Yes.
Same here.
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So dine-in.
Yeah,
worry.
we got a point.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Manny.
You
still
already
got-
have a segment on
you
this
still-
show.
I have plenty.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah,
I
Dan.
failed at being the Z.
Well,
I'm
there
just gonna
is-
go jump in the water now.
and go and make love to all the fishes in there. Just like Z would.
Oh my god!
Oh, there you
Hey-o.
go. Okay.
Z just said, damn it. He's like, you failed me, Manny.
I apologize, Z. I
You
apologize.
failed me.
Just put me in that tank that they had in the movie, and not
There it is.
cattle prod and all
Yeah.
that.
All right. Handing the hosting duties back over to you, Dan.
Thank you so much, Mike, for hosting. Let's give him a round of
Yay.
applause.
Thank you.
Boo. No, I'm kidding.
All right, Manny as well.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show. Do you want to plug anything? Anything you're working on? Website, Troubadour Pictures?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow us at troubadourpictures.com or on Facebook, Troubadour Pictures, and we have a feature that we're working on right now. We're still filming some stuff, but it's cross-country tales, so that's always pretty fun. It's got a lot of fun, beautiful visuals from Maryland to California.
Yeah,
so-
we'll have to have you and Mike come back on so we can talk about that process.
Yeah, I would actually love to. I love talking about that because that was such a insane experience. Very, very educational. I loved it. I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, we can talk about that sometime.
Cool.
So yeah, check that out. Bam.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, and if anybody is in LA and you happen to like theater, I'm actually producing a play. I'm not in it, but I am producing it. It's going to be going up at the end of January, and you can go to riverstreettheater.org to find out more about that. It's The Speed of Darkness.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Manny, for being on the show. Anything you'd like to plug?
Oh,
there is
the usual. Right now, we're pretty much done with Awkward Silence. Post production's done. Just like a couple little minor things. So right now, our goal is to find a venue to screen it. We're trying to find theaters that we can get at a reasonable price. So if anybody out there knows of any places, or if you want to donate your theater time to let us premiere this thing, that'd be awesome. If you want to learn more about the movie or get in contact with us, you can go to awkwardsilencemovie.com. Also, you can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Awesome. Support independent film and theater.
Huzzah!
So I'm Dan the Man Muñoz, host of Movie Menu. So thank you guys so much. We'll have an all new episode. Oops, that was.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
We'll have a brand new episode next week. Thank you guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Art, and thank you, Manny. Until next time, let's go ahead and
Play us out.
play it out.
That's a jam right there.